So it's a bank holiday Monday. I'm going to go into Bromley, CEX, HMV, see what's out, see what's there, see if there's anything worth picking up. Blu-ray hunting. Let's go. Alright, so we're on our way to Bromley. It's 8:52. I know CEX opens at 9 AM. HMV itself doesn't open until 10 apparently. So we're going to go there. I'm going to get a bit of breakfast as well. And then off out for the rest of the day. Till a bit later, sometime this afternoon. So see you in Bromley. So Horsham, here we come. Yeah, so Horsham, very first visit to this CEX. Super excited. We don't know what they've got. That's always a good thing. See what we can pick up. Yeah, so let's get into the town of Horsham, West Sussex, and see what is there. Okay, so we are in Bromley High Street, 9 o'clock. Here's Bromley Picture House, Little Mermaid playing, which I will see the Little Mermaid. Never seen the animated one, so I don't really know what to expect from it. Will it seem like a soulless cash grab, having not seen the animated one? It'll be interesting. But first I'm going to go and get some breakfast because the wife is paying for it, so who am I to refuse? Here we are at the Wetherspoons, the Greyhound. Let's go in. Okay, so I'm actually heading back to the car. I've left my missus in the Wetherspoons because I've realised that one of my two mobile phones I've left on the dashboard of the car, in the parking, in the garage, in the car park garage. Yeah, because one's a work phone and one's my personal phone. It's my personal phone that I've left. It's my work phone that I actually use for all this stuff, believe it or not. So let's get there quickly. Okay, so we're now approaching Bromley CEX. Let's take a look inside. Okay, so inside this here CEX, start of the A's. So what do we have? 30 days of nights, 11/22/63, starring Franco. What's his name? Yeah, based on the Stephen King thing. It was a TV series. Anchorman 2 there, 50p. I actually enjoyed Anchorman 2, and 50p for 22 Jump Street. Great prices. Alien Resurrection. Is that Resurrection? No, it's Covenant. They still have the lenticular avatar in here. I guess the 3D version. And we have AVP for £3, the first one, and £8 for the American Pie movies. £12 Blu-ray of Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Not a great film. Some Attack on Titans there. My children really recommend it as an animated series. Ambulance is a film that I need to give a rewatch whenever I see it. I keep saying that. The Boys, £15. Now, interestingly, I picked this up in CEX about a month ago for £12, so it may have gone back up. And there was Big Fish, Ewan McGregor. Great film, I really love it. Blade Runner 2049. A sequel superior to the original, in my opinion. Black Sails. To be fair, this store has a lot of great stuff in it, a lot of great titles. I don't know if people have come and traded in a lot, or if other stores have sent stuff over. I don't know how it works, but the shelves are certainly filled with a lot more stuff. You know, Breaking Bad, the complete series there. I think that was £18, all on Blu-ray. Churchill. Couple of chappies there. The Crow, £8. Yeah, there's the chappies, £2 each. Not a bad film, I didn't mind it. Quite enjoyed it. Cliffhanger with Stallone and Captain Marvel. And here's a nice looking release, don't know what it is, but it's got a die cut slip cover. There you can see it. And interestingly, there was a few covers in here that were die cut. Moving down to the next shelf here. Some anime stuff there. The Departed, was that £2.50 or £2? Thereabouts. Some Doctor Who's along this shelf. The big box releases, as you can see. Not something I want to get into collecting because there's so much of it, and I don't think I'd actually watch them again. Not that I don't mind them, just for me it's easier to start Doctor Who around the Russell T Davies 2005 Christopher Eccleston era. £25 on Friday the 13th there. It's not the complete film series, but I think it's about 1 to 8 or something. Jason X ain't part of it, and Jason Goes to Hell. Falling Down, great film, Michael Douglas. If you haven't seen it, highly recommend it. Final Fantasy box set, £22. I don't know what's in it really. Ghost in the Shell, Ghostbusters, Hateful Eight, Ghost Shark. I've actually got Ghost Shark with a lenticular. It cost me £1 and I still haven't watched it. Green Lantern 3D. The Guest. Not as good a film as what people make out. The story makes no sense when you actually think about it whatsoever. And that's the problem I have with the film. Although Dan Stevens is pretty good in it. The film it just breaks down in all logic. Her, decent film. Hi Frankenstein, Independence Day there. A couple of indies there, look. Both of them look like they've been sun bleached on the side. Interstellar. Jan Silent Bob, Strike Reboot. That's £18, that's really expensive. La La Land down here. Just traded in a 4K version of that. Licorice Pizza, £5. There's another one further down. That film was, I don't know, it was rubbish. People liked it for some. Okay, and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Megan, without a slip. Oh no, it's not got a slip. Panic, 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 no slip. Marriage Story, Criterion Collection Edition. This is a really good film. Adam Driver and, Black Widow. Johansson. And there's another slip with die cut in it. Menace to Society. Orphans there. Northman. Another film that thinks it's cleverer than what it actually is. Very simplistic story in The Northman. I did review it when it came out. Very simplistic story, trying to be something that it's not. Person of Interest. This is a fantastic TV show. It ran for 5 seasons. Jim Caviezel, and it did conclude. It gave a conclusion to the story, which is always great. It's the best Batman TV show not to star Batman. If you watch it, you know what I mean. Red State, £6. This is a Kevin Smith movie. John Goodman stars. I've not got it. I don't think it's something I'll ever rewatch. RoboCop, the future of law enforcement. Red Sparrow is a decent movie. I quite enjoyed that. And look, these animated DCs do hold their cost. £35 for that complete animated Superman TV series. And it's pretty good. Very good. Done in the style of the Batman ones. And there's some Supergirl there with a reprinted cover. The horrid reprinted cover. Solo. A film that isn't as bad as what people make out. Reprinted cover there on Sleepaway Camp 2. Some Tremors. What's this? Another cover reprinted. I'm pulling them today, ain't I? Another cover reprinted. Wow. And look at this, Supergirl. Is this DVD or Blu-ray? £35. It says Blu-ray. It's DVD size. Confused. There's a nice box. Nice spot glossing on the box itself. A couple of seasons of Sherlock down there. Star Trek. Star Wars, Clone Wars. Now, I know I take my time in here. I like looking through the shelves here, pulling things and having a little chat. So it's not over and done with really quick. Let's have a proper look. That's what I like doing. Tim Burton collection. They got a few of them. That's what I'm saying. They've got a lot of stuff in here. A wealth of titles. But unfortunately, not much that I really want. Valentine's Day there. Pink case. Zodiac. Director's cut. I do have Zodiac. Zulu down there. Thank you for sending me that, Mark, if you're watching. Still not watched it. It's part of my unwatched votes. When it gets voted upon, I will watch it. If you want to be a part of that voting, then hit the subscribe button. Come and join the channel. This is the 4K section. They have all the 4K separate now, which is fantastic. And steelbooks, they do have a wealth of them all behind the counter. Unfortunately, I couldn't capture them in video. But yeah, so that's the end of the Blu-ray section here in Bromley CEX. Okay, so CEX there, quite a lot of stuff in stock, a lot of new stuff there, a lot of good titles in there actually. I was quite impressed with their selection this week. That being said, I picked up one item, £1.50. That was it. We'll have a look at that when I get back home. But now I'm going to head into HMV. They've opened, it's 10:15. We'll take a look at what's in there. Okay, so on my way to HMV, pop into Game. Quick look at some of the He-Man figures. Skeletor there. That's the original looking Skeletor. Remember them days? They were fantastic. I'm just having a look and I appreciate that you can't really see. There's He-Man there. Scareglow behind and Scareglow behind that. Transformer stuff. And yeah. Again, I do like looking at figures and what's out. But let's go up the escalator and into the shop that I've come here for. And up this set of escalators as well. Where there's someone in front of me, look. And here we are, HMV. Let's go into HMV, see what new releases there are or what there is. So over to the front section. What do we have here? Oh look, Cocaine Bear, big release of the day. It's the Blu-ray, no price on the back. DVD was next to it. Ant-Man and Wasp Quantumania, $24.99. Creed 3 there. Oh look, Avatar coming out, little advert for it. RIPD 2, rubbish. There's Cocaine Bear again, plane down there. Babylon, not Babylon 5. It's the only Babylon worth a damn. Chucky, season 2 there. Star Trek Strange New Worlds. And this is, I suppose, a sales section. There's Mortal Kombat and things. Police Academy down there. Nothing of any interest, really. And what's that? Dungeons and Dragons stuff. And oh, look, Jimmy Woo. £26 for WandaVision Jimmy Woo. Extortionate. He gets a little playing card with him as well, it looks like. Do his little trick he learnt from Ant-Man. And a little Gremlin figure. Fantastic. And a lot more Marvel stuff down there. But nothing of any significance. So over here, here's the 4K section of new releases. There's Deep Impact that came out a couple of weeks ago. It's a good film. Armageddon is better. Superman 4, The Quest for Peace. I still need to get that. And up here as Ant-Man again. Cocaine Bear. There's Cocaine Bear. Look, £25 for that 4K. Yeah, let's have a quick look over here. Having a look at the... Look, here's that box. This is... I don't know, this is the DVD version. £55, wow. Is the Blu-ray box bigger than the DVD box? Is the Blu-ray box for that bigger than standard Blu-rays? Is it the same as the DVD size? And look, here's a Spider-Man bit, and here are it's the 4Ks. I'm just having a quick scan to see what I have here. Yeah, I'm in search of bits. Cruella there. Captain America Shoot Dunkirk, Elvis. £15 for the Justice League. Zack Snyder's Justice League. You know, the 4-hour epic. Fantastic. Walking back down. And now I'm out of there and I've gone into the Entertainer. Just having a quick look in here at some figures. There's Vision, look. White Vision, £6.50. Fantastic. Some little Marvel figures like Wolverine and the Falcon there for £5. Mystique, based upon the film version of Mystique, played by Rebecca Romijn, or Rebecca Romijn Stamos, as I think her name was at the time. A lot of Marvel stuff. Hulk there, look. Mysterio. And then we move along and we step into DC territory. Batman, Man-Bat, Joker. Look, all these figures. To be honest, you know, these are toys. These are kids playing toys more than anything else, really. There's some McFarlane figures there. Look, always nice to see. Batwoman there, Superman. Yeah, and down the bottom we've got some other bits and bobs. A nice big Batmobile there. Look. Along, we go back. That fella's out of my way. Look, there he goes. Move, geezer, move. Look, oh, look, you got the little flash down the bottom. And here's some Batmobiles. Look, we've got the 1966 Batman Batmobile. Nice. The Justice League Batmobile. Superb. 1989. Tim Burton Batmobile. Fantastic there. And the latest Batmobile from last year's Batman. And then also they had the animated series Batmobile, which is very similar to the Tim Burton ones. And here's the Star Wars section, just having a quick gander. And why not? There's some dolls up there, like proper girls' dolls, £3.33 on some of them, quite cheap. Wrestling stuff, not for me. Never been a fan of wrestling. There's some plush Obi-Wan Kenobis there. Yeah, and now I'm looking in the window of Mankind, as you can see, from Star Wars, Marvel, bits and bobs. And now I'm in another Entertainer, because there is two. And here's a little Ultra Magnus, like Optimus Prime, but in white. Yeah, got a bad rap in the Transformers, the animated movie film from 1985 or 6, was it? And yeah, there's some Buzz Lightyear stuff, and we're coming to an end of this bit. So let's get outside. Okay, so a couple of pickups in HMV, one in CEX, heading, well, off for my day. Then when I get home, I'll show and talk about what I've picked up. See you in a bit. Okay, so I'm back home. Long day out, long day. It's now about 6 p.m. So, yeah, as you saw, CEX, HMV, Bromley, the Entertainer. I picked nothing up in the Entertainer or anything like that. I did pick myself up a new shirt. Exactly the same as one I'm wearing, actually. So I've got a couple of them, because I really like it. That being said, I picked up 3 items today. 2 new releases and a one in CEX. Let's go to that CEX one first. So in CEX, I've not seen this film. Blind Buy. The missus said, pick that up, I want to watch it. And that is the movie Valentine's Day, which I haven't seen. I know nothing about it. I've got no idea if it's good, if it's rubbish, whatever. I suppose for £1.50 I'm going to have to find out. Although it's got a decent array of faces within the movie. Is this a film you've seen? Do you recommend it? Or am I in for an hour and a half, 2 hours and 4 minutes of terror? Let me know in the comments below. So that's that. So a film that came out several weeks back. I picked up the others. This was the only one they had in stock. I thought, let's pick it up now. Why not? And that is the 4K version of Superman 4, The Quest for Peace. Yes, the rubbish one. The worst of the 4. However, it's a film that I love to hate. It's a film that I will rewatch at times. It's a film that intrigues me by the fact that I never got to see the alternate cut, the additional cut, the stuff with all the bits in it. I have a love of films that are notoriously bad but have really interesting backstories. They intrigue me. Highlander 2 is one of them. This is one of them. Yeah, films like that. So yeah, let's take a look inside. Now, I've not got a knife up here, so either I've got to get into it or I'm going to have to use my vampire tooth. Oh, sorry, it's so bad I've got to do it like that. Let's just take a look. Yeah, I didn't go for the big steelbook edition. I'm not paying that much money for a release, you know what I mean? So this here, Superman 4, Quest for Peace, Blu-ray and 4K. And that's all it is. Obviously, it did come with the gorgeous slip cover. And I do actually prefer the art on these Amaray cases than the steelbooks, I'll be honest. I already had Superman the movie on 4K. So I picked up 2 and 3 around the time when they came out, and now 4 to complete that 4K set. I love Christopher Reeve as Superman. Still, as bad as this film is, Christopher Reeve is great as the character. And, you know, yeah. So anyway, so the other film that I picked up, the big one, the big day of release, and that is Cocaine Bear. Yeah, now, funny film, in that when I first watched it, I didn't particularly enjoy it. I didn't think it was great. Yeah, and I gave it quite a critical review when I'd done it. However, I then sat down and I watched it again, because I do like creature features, animals running amok, even when done in a sort of tone like this. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. I knew what I was getting myself into the second time around. I didn't watch it in the sense of I'm watching fight for survival against a rogue bear. I watched it as it's meant to be watched, as a comedy, as a film full of these characters, wild, wacky, silly, stupid characters caught up in this situation that just happens to have a coke-fueled bear running amok. And yeah, and you know, sometimes that happens. You watch a film once, it's not for you. Second time round, you love it. Films like Fifth Element was one I didn't really enjoy the first time around, but then on later watches, I loved it. Ready Player One, another one. First time watch, I didn't reckon it. Second time around, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Far better. It happens at times. And then there's other films that I'll watch on the first watch. I think, yeah, it's pretty good. Then I struggle with it on a rewatch. Spider-Man No Way Home. I'm looking at you. Yes, shocking to some. Would you like me to talk about that film sometime and why? I'd gladly do it. But anyway, so Cocaine Bear, there we go. Including alternate ending, deleted and extended scenes, gag reel, and more. There's all the nonsense on the back. Like so. So, yeah, you got a little slip with it. Fantastic. And it's the Maximum Rampage edition. And inside you have that disc there, just a 4K disc, and Blu-ray there. So there we have it. Those were the pickups of the day. The worst of the Superman movies. A Bender-fueled Coke Rampage Bear movie. And a film that I'm probably going to forcibly be made to watch. That's it. I'm done. See you on the next one. I hope so. Hit that subscribe button. Join the channel. Notification bell. Share, whatever. Leave a comment. Do reply to all comments eventually. Yeah, and I'll see you later. Take care all, and goodbye. But before I go, I'm going to Horsham in the week. Yeah, Horsham, in West Sussex, which is about 50 miles away. It's where my son lives. Moved into his new house not long ago. And what I didn't realise is that 2 miles from his house, guess what? There's a CEX. 2 miles from his house. Horsham CEX. Thursday. See you then. Take care. Goodbye.